Good day and welcome back to Elementary 7 Gaming. Now we are at the top of my brand new mega base. Now as you can see I have crowned it, and this base is going to be crowned the Dragon's Base. Obviously you can see exactly what I did. One of the dragon eggs is sitting as a pinnacle on my roof, and as you can see on each edge is a dragon head facing outwards. Now this was no easy feat. It took me longer than I would like to admit to set this up, but nonetheless there are a lot more in terms of the items that I want to showcase on this base than what I have already discussed. Now I've been having a slight problem with that wall, to be honest, and I'm going to fix it now just in this time that we have in the video. Two should do it. I have more than enough there, so I'll just go. Now, as you can see, I've severely reinforced this wall, and I'm not sure why it keeps falling apart. So I'm going to keep up the whole effort, and here I go. No difference. It's really eating through my iron just to reinforce that one wall. You can see that this wall is so reinforced, it's not even a question whether it should be stable. And I'm not sure whether it's holding or not. If it breaks, I'll put in another two posts, but nonetheless let me take you through my room now. I've made slight alterations to what I was willing to settle for in terms of the space, and as you can see, this is the central room. All the portals are active, some of the crowds are missing, but nonetheless, as you can see, these are all ended off with a chest. So on all four sides will be chests, and along the edge is going to be the most expensive ornaments basically that you could ever have. So each one of these is going to have a brazier sitting right atop that little pinnacle. So yeah, that's going to be a brazier on this side, brazier on this side, and a brazier on each of the other corners. Obviously, still to come. I don't have enough bronze to do it as yet. Then there's going to be the dragon beds. Each one of these is going to have a dragon bed on one of the ends of the Lux rug, and on the other end will be a throne. So I'm really going overboard with what's going on, but each one of these four little corners will have the ability to give you a comfort level 18. And I might just actually skip putting the throne over there and put the throne somewhere like here, since I do like the idea of sitting around the fire, and I think that this would be the ideal place to put myself. Now this is just the top level, and as you can see I've already chosen my banner colors. I have comfort level 6 on my base already, and once the bed goes in it's obviously going to skyrocket to comfort level 9 with the throne comfort level 9 plus 3. It's going to go up quite a bit, but nonetheless then there's the table and the chair, and once that's in, everything is up. Now obviously this half weight is actually reduces my firepower, but I don't really need the firepower because I can't jump out of the window, sorry, and use the entire outer edge as a defensible position. So yeah, this is a massive base, just to say the least. Now I'm going to go inside. It's not yet completed, and there's various levels of completeness inside, but once everything is done, this is going to be a base to remember. Now, oh yeah, we're on the bottom floor. As you can see, this is how the entrances are all going to be set. I ran out of pine wood while I was doing it, so that is going to be redone at a later stage. This room isn't complete or even close to complete, but this room is closer. As you can see, one, two, there's one more rug missing. There's the basic chair and the table, and on the other side there isn't anything in as yet because there's going to be the throne and the brazier. Once those are in, this room is going to be spectacular. And just to show you whose room it is, when you look on the top you get the name Lexi's room. So that is my friend Lexi's room in the space. And obviously at the end of all of this, it's going to be Elementary's room right on the top through the portal. So yes, my room is not accessible through a door. My room is the most dangerous in terms of the danger of being killed, but my room is also the most expensive from any room in my base. It has the most fittings. Now all the rooms are going to be exactly the same like this. The black banner represents Elementary basically in this format. You can't really do up your banners, so that's just about it. And I'm going to take you back to one of the other key locations. Now this portal is going to move once I am done with the other rooms, and this room is going to be completed. Then all of these items will be moved out to one of my reinforced chests. The reinforced chests are going to be everywhere. Every room will have a reinforced chest, just on top of everything. Oh yes, just something else. The meeting room has completed. As you can see, it is a marvelous little circle, and everybody who sits in it will be able to take part in the conversation. The fire is perfectly spaced as far as I can tell. Yeah, it is perfectly as spaced as I could do it. But that's that, and that's all that I could do for this room, considering its limited size. Now obviously there are portals to go around. Once all 4 portals have been set up, this room will be spectacular. Okay, nothing special in here. I just want to go up to the roof. Oh wait, here is the way up. Now this base is much smaller, and you'll notice it right now when I jump on the roof. As you can see, this base is way tinier than the other base. When you look at that base from this point of view, 2 of the sides weren't in view at the same time. The base was literally dwarfed by the comparison of this base. And if you look at each of the roofs, they are much smaller, things are much more compact, there isn't that much of a heavy design. The space is heavily reinforced to give it any strength and structure in the roof, and that was mainly because the ground floor that I built was severely flawed. So hopefully I will be able to fix it up, and when I transfer it over to Havoc server, it will expand into the same base that I just set up today. So yeah, that's a comparison between base 1 and base 2. But unlike base 1, base 2 will have no function except for lodging. Now yeah, I know that sounds a bit crazy, it's a very expensive venture for no lodging, but that is something that I decided on arbitrarily. I decided that it would be better to not have anything for lodging in there. Now yeah, the portals all over the side and everything, I found that this made it too cramped. And even if I gave them a little bit better on the passages, it would mean that downstairs would be an exquisitely wide passage, and everywhere else would just be these tiny little pathways. And that's not what I wanted. I want something to be either massively extravagant or not to be extravagant at all. Now, this base is actually going to start getting upgraded in the next few days. I'm actually almost ready for my fight against the final boss. I'll show you now. And yes, you know, once the final boss fight happens, I'm going to repeat that boss fight along with every single boss in the game. So I need to go to the plains and I need to find more of these statues. One moment, I need the wrong spot. There, sorry, phew. I got a heart attack there for a second. As you can see, I have 3. And once I complete this and I have the full 5 if I'm correct for battle. Oh, sorry about that. Just a little bit tired. I will be adding an additional 5 for the final run. Because you know that I said, once I complete that final run, the server is history. I do have one very good thing on the server which won't be able to be replaced, so I will be using it on the server. That's my surfing farm. And I do have the Great War farm which has been upgraded, but I also have one on homage server. So that is something that I can maintain even if I leave the server. Beyond that, there's going to be a ton of items that need to be flushed out and reworked for this particular build and how things are going to work in the next iteration, because obviously you learn from each of your mistakes. Now the thing with the solid stone base that I have in the plains, the base that I just left, is that even though it is perfectly flat and everything is perfectly symmetrical inside, stability isn't 100%. No matter which way you slice this base for symmetry, you will always get a repeat image of the other side. Obviously the doors are a slight variant, and everything is actually meant to be sliced across where the building main points are. So if you cut it down the center, it's identical on both sides. If you cut it down the center on the other side, it's identical on both sides. However, if you cut it diagonally, you will never get a mirror image on the other side. Things will then be way different from each other, and that is just the way that it is. Now I know that this wasn't the best show of a base ever, and this base still has a lot more flavor to give before it's done. Now as you can see, the staircase is definitely incomplete. I'm actually going to cover this workbench into the staircase. It's something that I like to do. I don't think I can make it up, but let's see if I can. No, I can't. If I could make it up, then I could show you a little bit more. Ooh, this is going to be an exquisite base. This base is definitely going to be my best ever. This is one staircase that isn't done. This staircase is complete, and the next staircase is complete, and the following one is also complete. I completed it earlier today. Who doesn't love Death Eaters? Trying their luck against you every chance they get. Now I have no idea what actually managed to hit the inside of my stone. So I'm actually going to come through and repair all of that, and then I am going to put up another wall outside the base. So this is as close to what it's supposed to look like for you to get. Now the one thing is, on the other side of the base there's going to be a stone way, and that stone way will lead into my farm area. I've decided to pull this area as my farm. Instead of building out again and expanding, I'm just going to carry on this way, pull on another 24. I think I can reach 24 without having to have to extend, and I can chop into the ground at that level if I'm correct. So chopping and leveling to that level will definitely give me a far better base. And once that is done, who knows where this year will go, and that is going to be it from me. Now I know this was a very short video, but I hope that you all do enjoy, and I will catch you all in the next one, and hopefully the next one will be the next plains, because I know of 2 other plains biomes that I can go through. So see you all then and have a good day.